Hi guys, Mark here. Well, this is part 2, Beginner's Guide to Motorcycling. This is continuing on from the kind of off-road basics. What we're going to do today is just go onto the road. Imagine you are a beginner motorcyclist now, going onto the road, the open road for the first time. I just want to say I'm not a motorcycle instructor, just got 30 years of motorcycle experience. I just wanted to make this video to give you guys my hints and tips and advice on basically what goes through my mind when I'm riding a motorcycle. I'm going to be very kind of vocal and say absolutely everything that is coming into my mind, what I'm analysing, what I'm thinking about, what I'm anticipating, all that sort of good stuff, just to give you guys a sort of a bit of an insight into what's going through my mind basically when I'm riding. So we're just going to ride for about 20 minutes and then I'll give you some sort of final thoughts and we'll go from there. So we're here in the south of England, county of Dorset, in a little town called Poole, and I'm going to take you on my usual sort of ride that I do. So hopefully you've all done your off-road riding and you're getting to grips with riding a bike and you're looking forward to your first goes on the open road. So first thing we do is check mirrors, indicating right to pull away, look over the shoulder. That's called a lifesaver. It's quite important to always check over your shoulder for your blind spot. So, approaching a junction now, left junction, left indicator on. I'm in second gear now. I'm approaching the junction, just feathering the clutch a bit, all clear. So I'm staying in second gear now, accelerating cleanly away. So you want to sort of keep the engine revving in a nice sort of sweet spot. Don't over rev it, don't under rev it, just make sure you're in the right gear for the condition. So approaching a roundabout now, I'm looking to my right, there's a lorry, I've obviously got to stop. Now if that lorry wasn't there I could have just gone straight ahead. Down to first gear now, got my back brake on, just steadying the bike, all clear, revs in first gear and away we go. Now, obviously this is winter time here in England now, so you've got to be wary of the road conditions, slippery road conditions. So as a motorcyclist, you're constantly analysing. Just going to turn something off a minute. So I just turned my intercom off, it was getting on my nerves. You're constantly analysing the road conditions. Are they wet? Are they slippery? Are they warm? Are your tyres warmed up? Just entering a slip road now, so looking in my right mirror, signal, manoeuvre, check over my shoulder, all clear. Accelerating up to speed now. So yeah, you're constantly analysing the road conditions, looking well ahead all the time. You know, when you're in a car, you're cocooned in your little bubble, you've got 4 big grippy tyres, wet leaves and mud isn't so important, but on a motorbike it's critical. It's not so bad in a straight line, but if you're leaning around a bend and you go over wet leaves or mud or ice, it's bad news. So you're constantly analysing the road conditions, not just in front of you, but well ahead. You know, I'm looking way towards that van now. I'm constantly looking right up there. So slowing down for a roundabout now, front brake on, and a bit of back as well, I tend to do sometimes. Going down the gearbox into second gear, looking right, all clear, so we don't even have to stop. So I'm signalling right to go round a roundabout now, leading the motorbike, not too much because my tyres are quite cold. Now signalling left, because I'm going to be going left mirror. Now when you go around a bend, you want to always be chasing the vanishing point, as in you're looking to where the bend goes round. You're constantly looking to the farthest point of a bend. And positioning, you want to be sort of on the left, then just going over to the middle of the road to get that nice straight line through the corners. Obviously that's more a racing line, more for when you're going faster. But generally if you're going round a right hand bend, you want to be over to the left and then just cut across slightly, and then if you're going around the left hand bend, you can get into the middle of the road a little bit more and then cut across to the left when you go around the bend. That's what I tend to do. So with motorcycling, yeah, you've got to ride defensively. Always be aware that car drivers may not see you. You know, you may have all your fluorescent gear on, stand out like a bright penny, but you know, always think to yourself, has that car driver seen me? So this is a situation now, this junction here, if it was clear with no traffic, I wouldn't be shooting through this at 60, 70 miles an hour, just in case someone T-boned me from the side. When you go through junctions, back off the throttle a little bit, I would, and just cover the brakes with your hands, just in case something comes out on you. Always be aware and think to yourself, what could happen? So we're on national speed limit now, 60 miles an hour, accelerating up. So I'm checking my mirrors, what's behind me. I'm analysing the road condition, which is pretty dry, a little bit of wet in the middle. Can be a bit muddy down this road at times, but I know it's a straight road. I'm not leaning the bike, so it's all pretty good. I'm in top gear now, nice and relaxed cruising. So all is good so far. So basically it's all about anticipation with motorbiking, I would say. But you know, even though you're riding along, you are constantly thinking about what's the road temperature, what's the road conditions, has that car driver seen me at that junction? It's all about anticipation. So this is a very busy junction up here. I'm just backing off slightly on the throttle, covering the front brake just in case that car didn't see me on the left there. Also, you want to be looking at, you know, the road surfaces. Is it smooth polished tarmac? Is it loose gravel, etc.? So just applying a bit of front brake now, coming down the gearbox down to third gear now. Now, bit of filtering now. I'm just going down the side because I want to be at the front of the queue. That's one of the benefits of a motorcycle. So I'm just putting the bike into neutral now, and my foot is on the back brake. I'm going to put my visor up because I'm steaming up. So also, guys, you know, always think about what the weather's going to do when you ride a motorcycle. Have a look at the weather forecast. If you're going to go out for an all-day ride, check the forecast. If it's going to be hot, wear appropriate gear. If it's going to be cold, wrap up well. If you think it's going to rain, make sure you've got your rain jacket or your waterproof gear on, all that sort of stuff. So into first gear now, front brakes on, clutch out, away we go. First gear, into second, third. Bit of throttle for a bit of fun. Third gear, lots of revs. Fourth gear. So we've got a nice little right hand bend coming up now, so I'm going to get my bike over to the left here. And now I'm going to just peel over towards the middle, just to get the straightest line through the corner. You don't have to do that, you can just stay straight in the middle of the road, but it's just what I prefer to do. So I'm checking my mirrors constantly, seeing what's behind me. I've got a car, but he's way behind me. Just doing the legal limit now, about 60 miles an hour. Road surface is looking good. Just checking all your junctions when you go past them. Got another little right hand bend coming up, so we can just drift over to the left a bit and then ever so slightly just go over to the middle of the road. So now braking for a roundabout. Front brake obviously is your most powerful brake. Tiny bit of back as well. It's going down the gears to 5, 4, into third now for this roundabout. That'll be fine. Signalling right because I'm going right round it. I'm not going to lean the bike much because this roundabout is quite slippery. And then we're going to go left indicator, left mirror, check over my left shoulder, all clear, and over, here we go. Round this bend, bit of acceleration now. Fourth gear, fifth and sixth. Let's say try and get it into sixth gear as soon as you can, because Bigger engines are very torquey, they pull the gears well, and it saves you fuel. So lots of traffic today. It's pretty busy around this part of the world. Checking my mirrors, nothing behind me. Road surface is good. Keeping a nice distance from the vehicle in front of you. Never go too close to cars in front of you. You know, you're just closing the door on yourself. If that car was to suddenly brake and you're right up its backside, you're going to go straight into the back of it. I use a saying, only a fool breaks the 2-second rule. So when the car goes past something, if you say only a fool breaks the 2-second rule, I'm just about right. Okay, so be about a 2-second gap behind the car in front. So we're just cruising along here, 40 miles an hour, nice and relaxing, no dramas at all. I'm constantly analysing the road. You know, sometimes suddenly you might see something dead in the middle of the road, like a deer or something. You might have to just swerve out the way. So always be looking well ahead all the time, checking your junctions, analysing the road. Let's say all of this comes automatically when you're riding. It doesn't make the ride not pleasurable. It's just basically it's going on in the background in your brain the whole time, just constantly analysing everything and thinking and anticipation. Down to 5th now. So say if you're going quite fast, always be careful at junctions. That's one of the classic bike accident scenarios. Either the driver hasn't seen you and he pulls out on you. You know, if you see someone at a junction, just slow it down a bit and think to yourself, will he pull out on me? So down to 4th gear now, accelerating away. 5th gear and 6th gear. So nice bit of clear road ahead. Road has now become a little bit damp, so I'm just taking that on board. Checking my mirrors, all clear behind. Nice clear bit of open road. And a big lorry's just pulled out on me. Let's see if we can get past this. So dropping it down now the gears to 4th gear, even 3rd. I think we're going to get this one. So mirror, signal, lots of power, manoeuvre, go. Don't dilly-dally, get past it as quick as you can. Back into 6th. So a garage, could be cars pulling out of there, that's all fine. Obviously, you know, if you were going through a town scenario, there'd be lots more things going on, you know, people, children, lots more cars. You just got to just take it all into consideration. So 4th gear now, all clear to the right, so straight over this roundabout. Signal left, away we go. Accelerating cleanly away. Back up to the speed limit again. So I'm checking my mirrors again, nothing behind me. Bike's riding nice, everything feels good. So quite often you'll find cars will pull over like this. If you feel confident, just go straight by and give them a little wave. Always say thank you, be polite, and they'll love you for it. As I say, a lot of riders in this sort of situation now would overtake everything. I tend to just hold back a bit sometimes because I know I'm approaching another junction up here, so there's not really much point overtaking all these. So going to go left here, so left indicator, look in the mirrors, all good. Slowing it right down now, going down through the gearbox, down into first gear, signalling left, left foot down, back brakes on slightly, away we go. First gear, still first gear, all clear, go. Into second, third, fourth. So I think with motorcycling, it's just about riding defensively, really. If you ride aggressively and don't take lots of things into consideration, like, you know, road conditions and temperatures and are your tyres warmed up for grippiness, you are going to come unstuck one day. As long as you have a level head on your shoulders and ride within your limits, you won't have any problems. Obviously, you've obviously got those things that can go wrong. If a car doesn't see you, you have to be aware of that, and you might have to brake or swerve, that sort of thing. But it's just about riding carefully and defensive is my kind of motto, and it's done me in good stead for all of my motorcycling career, really. So I'm just cruising along now. I'm enjoying the views, the scenery. It's a lovely, bright winter's day here in the UK. Wish I'd put my warmer gloves on, but hey ho. So we're going to go for about 5 more minutes, guys, then I'll pull over. So again, I'm keeping lots of distance from the car in front, just in case he was to suddenly stop. I tend to always try and be positioned about this part of the road, just so I can sort of see down the sides of the cars. It's just nice to see a bit better being here rather than kind of just being over like this. It's I just prefer to be here. And obviously it's a cold day today. It's about 5 degrees centigrade at the moment, so but if it was 0, I don't tend to ride, but if it is 0, be aware of snow and ice and slippery conditions. So this is a dual lane kind of junction now. I always come down the right side. Can generally overtake a lot of vehicles down here. So again, I'm going for a busy junction now, so nice and slow and steady, looking left and right, all good. Always being aware of everything around you, checking mirrors, checking side to side. Just merging in turn here, checking my left mirror, that's all good. Just going through the national speed limit now, up to 50-60 miles an hour. Now into 6th gear. Road conditions are still pretty good. Obviously if it's wet, you need to totally allow a lot more time for braking. Be a lot more careful with the power of your bike when it's wet. If you give it lots of throttle in the wet, most bikes will spin up their rear wheel, unless they've got traction control, that is. So I'm not going to overtake any of these cars because I'm going to be turning left shortly. So I'm just quite happy just to cruise along and enjoy the ride, really. It's really up to you whether you overtake cars. Some people do, some people don't. So I'm checking all my controls on the bike. Temperature of the engine's looking good. There's no warning lights flashing at me. Checking my mirrors. It's all clear behind. Approaching a roundabout up here, so just getting ready to brake. So I'm going to turn left up here, so I'm checking my mirrors, left indicator on. Just gently put the brakes on. Down to third gear for this junction, turning left now, looking right, it's all good. I'm going to just pull up down here and call it a day. Down through the gearbox, into neutral, clutch out slowly, cancel indicator, ignition off. Job done. So there we go, guys. I hope that was of some help to you. Just go about riding your bike really slowly first, build up to it. It does take a few months to get confident on a motorbike. So I've been riding for 30 years, so I find it quite easy, but I can remember those first days of learning to ride a bike. It was great fun and quite exciting and a little bit scary as well. So if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. Feel free to subscribe to my channel. Do have a look on there, there's a lot of bike reviews on there now. Please feel free to share this video and comment in the box below, and I'll catch you all soon. Take care for now, safe riding, all the best. Mark signing off, bye bye.